Hello guys, welcome to a new video, and in this video we are going to talk about different protocols that we haven't talked in a while. I know we did a lot of activities before with Etherchannels, rapid prevalence, spanning tree protocol. So we're going to do VLANs, of course, PortFast, BPDUGuard, VTP. What else are we going to do today? Let's see. I might add some ACL. Let's see how fast I can configure everything. So let's go ahead and start with my configuration. I have not configured anything, not even IP. Yeah, not even IP for the computer. So let me go ahead and save this and save it to downloads. And let's save. Let's say recap. That's how I'm going to call it. And I'm going to leave this activity in the description below so you guys can download it. This one is 12 to 15. Alright, I mean 13 to 15. 13 to 15. Alright, now let me save it. Now it should be good. Okay, so what I'm going to start with, let's start with configuring VTP, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead to switch 1. This font looks a little bit small. Let's see if we can make it bigger. Font 8, so make it 10, 10, 9. That should be good. There we go. That's better. Now you guys can see it better. All right, that's good. Config T. Let's give it a host name. Switch 1 and VTP. The mode for this one, I wanted to go to client mode. VTP domain Cisco, VTP password Cisco as well. All right, I want this one to be a client as well. Enable config T host name. This switch 3. VTP mode client. I want it to be a client. VTP mode, VTP domain, Cisco, and this will be the same as the client over here. And VTP password Cisco as well. Alright. So this is good. These two are in the same domain, and they are both client. Okay. And what that means when they are client is that they cannot create, delete, or modify any VLANs. They only receive VLANs from the server, which is going to be switch 2. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and enable config T hostname switch 1 VTP mode server. Okay, and it is already a server because by default a switch comes as a server in server mode. Okay, VTP domain Cisco, VTP password Cisco as well. Okay, that's good. Now let's go ahead and configure some VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Exit. Let's do do show VLAN from here. We should have VLAN 10 and 20. You can see right here. And now the two clients should have VLAN 10 and 20 as well. Do show VLAN. It hasn't gotten any, and that's because these interfaces are not trunking, and since they're not trunking, they are configured as an access port and are only able to send VLAN 1. So they're only getting VLAN 1 and they're not getting VLAN 10 and 20. So first we have to configure some Etherchannels. Okay, so to do that, let's go range fast Ethernet 0, 10 to 12. Right, and then from here, let's see if I remember. I don't remember, so let me do a question mark. Let's do a channel protocol LRCP, and then after that we do a channel group, and I want it to be in channel group 1, right? and the mode I want it to be as a active. Alright, so now let's go ahead to this switch and basically do the same. Interface range fast Ethernet 10 to 0, 10 to 12, channel protocol, LICP, channel group. Let's add it to group 1. It needs to match the same group as this switch 1 right here. And mode, instead of active, let's put it as passive. Now you can see that the interfaces went up. Exit. Okay, now let's go ahead to, let's stay in this switch. What we need to do is go to the other side, which is 13 to 15. Let me just copy this so I can just do it on switch 3 as well. And let's do channel protocol, LICP, channel group. We're going to call it 2. The mode, put it passive. Now let's go ahead to switch 3. Paste. Channel protocol. It's going to be LICP, channel group. It needs to match the same as switch 2. So 2, mode, and I believe I set this one to passive, so let's set this one to active. And there we go. They went down and then they went up. I just pressed the fast forward time, so it can go a little bit faster than that. Okay, so now that we are there, what we could do from here is you can do switchboard mode trunk. We can do it from here as well. Switchboard mode trunk. Alright, and let's go ahead and do it also for 10 to 12. Switchboard mode trunk. Fast forward. There we go, they're up. Let's do it over here too. Switchboard mode trunk. Fast forward. And now if you go to do show IP interface, brief, it doesn't show you if they're trunking, so let's do show run from switch 1. You can see that the port channel 1, it is trunking right now, and you can see right here 10, 11, and 12 are trunking as well. If you go over here to exit, do show run from here as well, you can see port channel 1 is trunking. Port channel 2 is not trunking, so we have to set that as trunking, but it's trunking over here. No, it's not trunking, so what we could do, place that over here, port channel interface, port channel 2, switchboard mode trunk. Let's take a look over here, do show run, and you can see right here that they are trunking. So that's good. Fast forward. I just see our trunking. Yep, you can see right here port channel 2 is trunking. And if you do a do show run, you can see 1 and 2 is trunking, 2 is trunking over here, and 1 is trunking over here. Alright, so now that we know that they are trunking, if you do exit show VLAN, if you do a do show VLAN, now you should have VLAN 10 and 20 on switch 1, and switch 3 should also have it. do show VLAN. There we go, 10 and 20. VLANs 10 and 20 for all three switches. So that's good. Next, what I want to do is I want to configure spanning tree, and we're going to mode rapid spanning tree. Okay, and then spanning tree VLAN. Let's see, VLAN. For this VLAN, the primary I want it to be VLAN 10. So VLAN 10 priority. Let's see, VLAN 10 root primary, and then VLAN 20. I want it to be secondary for VLAN 20. Okay. So now what we could do is copy this. Let's go to switch 2, and we're not going to make this primary or secondary for any of them. I just wanted to do spanning tree mode rapid. Do it over here as well. Exit spanning tree mode rapid, and then paste that there. And I want it to be the primary for VLAN 20, and then I want VLAN 10 to be the secondary. Okay, so switch 3 is the secondary. The secondary for VLAN 20, even though I don't want it to be secondary for VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. I want switch 2 to be the secondary for VLAN 10 and also for VLAN 20. So let's go ahead and say no to that. Copy this, paste it over here. Secondary for VLAN 10. And over here, let's also deny this. No. Copy. And let's paste this over here. Okay, so what I'm doing is that this is the primary for VLAN 10 because VLAN 10 is right here, and this is the primary for VLAN 20 because VLAN 20 is right here. And since this is the closest to both of them, I made this switch 2 the secondary for VLAN 20 and the secondary for VLAN 10 as well. Alright, so we have configured Etherchannels rapid per VLAN spanning tree. We configure VLANs. We have not configured any PortFast. Okay, and before I do that, let's go ahead and configure IP addresses. So let's go over here, PC1. Default gateway is going to be 1. We're not going to use any DNS. Let's go over here, desktop. It's going to be 6, and the default gateway is 1. Okay, this needs to be 10 instead of 20 because it is VLAN 10. Okay, let's do the same for this other computer. I configured the wrong IP address. Sorry for that, guys. It happens. We are humans. Now for these ones, we can do that. 20.5 and then 20.1. Over here is going to be 20.6 and 20.1. That's 6 and that 1. Okay, so we have all that configured. So now let's go ahead and configure PortFast. So if you go to interface range, fast Ethernet 1 through 2, spanning tree, PortFast. And what PortFast does is that it enables this interface as fast as possible because it doesn't go through the spanning tree. What is it called? Spanning tree status. So it doesn't go from like what are the spanning tree when they go from like disable to enable and all those steps that spanning tree does. It just goes straight to green interface, so it goes straight to forward. All right, and the other one I want to do is spanning tree BPDUGuard enable. And what this does is that let me copy this over here. What BPDUGuard is that if we get a BPDU packet, what this is going to do is that it is going to disable that interface, because we don't want any switch to be plugged into this interface. Okay, we only want computers to be plugged into this interface, and since computers do not send BPDU packets, they won't be disabled. But if a switch is plugged in, and a switch, as soon as it's plugged into another switch, it's going to send BPDU packets, and when it sends BPDU packets, it's going to disable that interface. Okay, let's go ahead and do the same over here. Spanning tree PortFast, spanning tree BPDUGuard enable. All right, so we have configured Etherchannels RPVST VLANs, spanning tree VLANs, PortFast BPDUGuard, VTP. Now what we need to do is configure the router on a stick, and to do that we have to enable this gigabit interface 01 to be a trunk link. Switchboard mode trunk. Okay, and it has to be a trunk because VLAN 10 and 20 needs to go through this interface, because it's going to be routed on a stick, and this interface on the router is going to take care of VLAN 20 and 10 default router, a default gateway. So we do no, enable config T, let's give it a host name R1, and now we need to configure interface gigabit 01. Let's give it a just no shutdown so it can come up, otherwise it won't work. And then from here, let's go to the sub interface gigabit 01.10, and from here we need to encapsulate using that 1Q, and the VLAN is going to be VLAN 10. IP address is 192.168.10.1/24. Just do no shutdown. Now we need to configure the other sub interface, which is 20. Let's give it encapsulation of that Q, that 1Q, with the VLAN tag of 20 and the IP address 20.1. There it is. And now they should work. Now we should be able to ping PC1 from VLAN 1. I should be able to from VLAN 20. I should be able to ping VLAN 10. Let's go ahead and do ping 192.168.10.1, which is the default gateway for VLAN 10. I should be able to ping it, and it's not pinging right now. What did I forget to configure? 192.168.10.1. Am I able to ping my default gateway then, which is 20.1? And as you can see, I'm not even able to ping my default gateway from VLAN 20. Okay, and this is because I forgot to add those computers to the VLAN. All right, so I need to go to interface range 022 and do a switchboard mode access. Even though it is configured as an access as default, we need to add his access VLAN 10, and let's do this one to VLAN 20. So switchboard mode access, switchboard access VLAN 20. Okay, let's go ahead and fast forward that, and now we should be able to ping 10 and 20. I should also be able to ping this computer over here, which is 10.5, not 20.5. Let's go ahead and 10.5. There we go. I'm able to ping 192.168.10.5 and also that 10.6. There it is. And from this computer, from VLAN 10, I should be able to ping any computer on VLAN 20. So let's go ahead and ping 192.168.20.5 and also that 20.6. There we go. So this is great. This is working perfectly, just the way I wanted it. So we have configured Etherchannels, rapid per VLAN spanning tree, some VLANs, PortFast, BPDUGuard, BGP, the router and the stick, and now we are down to the ACL. And what I want to do over here is go ahead and configure server 1 as a, let's put a cisco.com. Well, let's put a ccdt.com, which is my website where I post all my videos, and I also post quizzes, troubleshooting, a lot of stuff on the CCNA subject. So let's go ahead to this computer and let's configure an IP address of 192.168.30.2, 192.168.30.1. okay, and let's go ahead and configure some services, and it's going to be HTTP. As you can see, HTTP is on already. We can just configure this and say H1, close the H1, which is a header, and we're going to put here welcome to ccdt.com. okay, for VLAN 10 only. Alright, let's go ahead and save it. Let's go ahead and plug this into gigabit 00. Let's configure that interface, gigabit 00, IP address 192.168.30.1. now shut down. Now from this router I should be able to ping the server, do ping 192.168.30.2. there we go. I'm able to ping this server over here. Now I should be able to get into that website. If we go over here and put 192.168.30.2, there we go. Welcome to ccdt.com for VLAN 10 only, but VLAN 10 is able to access it, and also VLAN 10 should be able to access it as well, and that's why we are going to configure a access list so we can filter that 30.2. there we go. Welcome to ccdt.com for VLAN 10 only. So what we need to do is go to this router and let's configure an access list, and it's going to be an extended access list 100, and I want to, let's see, I only want to deny 192.168.20.0. Wait, let's go ahead, let's go deny TCP. Okay, and I want to create an access list. I picked the number 100 because it is an extended access list, and I want to deny TCP packets from 192.168.20.0 and wildcard mask of 0.0.0, right, which is this network over here. So I want to deny that network to access to access this website, and what I need to do is to what side, so 192.168.30.0, and then we do equal to www. All right, so what this is going to do is that it's going to deny these computers to access that website. As you can see, if we go over here and put 192.168.30.2, still letting me through, so it's still saying welcome to ccdtt.com for VLAN 10 only, and that's because we have not configured this access list to be on an interface. So I actually want it to be on interface gigabit 00, and let's do IP. Let's see, access. See if I remember. I should remember. We need to add, is it IP? See if I remember. Is it IP? Yep, IP access group 100 going out. Let's go ahead and copy this. Go. Let's go ahead and stop it. Let's try going there again. So you can see it's not letting me through anymore. Let's go ahead to this website. It's not letting me through. Let's see if it's letting this computer through then. And it's not letting me through from VLAN 10, and it's also not letting me through from VLAN 20. So we need to exit. We need to configure another. We need to add another access list. 100 permit any permit IP any, and that's because when you configure an access list, after you configure the first code or the first line, what it does is that it adds a deny. It puts a deny any, so you have to actually allow what you want to allow. So now we should be able to access it from VLAN 10. There we go. Welcome to ccdtt.com for VLAN 10 only. Let's see if we are able to access it from VLAN 20, and it's letting me through from VLAN 20, as you can see. So let's go ahead to the router access list. Let's go ahead and verify this. Access list 109 TCP 192.168.20.0. When it's going to this, equals to www. So let's go ahead and do show run. So it is denying TCP host. It is denying this host access to this www, and that is permitting any. I am denying this host, so why is it letting it through anyways? Let's go ahead and go to interface gigabit 00. Let's do a no, and let's go ahead and go to interface 20, sub interface 20, and let's do a access group 100 going in. Do show access list. Okay, let's see what happens when we try to reach from VLAN 20. Still letting me through. Let's see if we put it on this router. If we put it on this interface going in, okay, let's see if that works. Let's try to access it again. Still letting me through it. Let's see if we put it on gigabit 00 going in. I already did that. So deny TCP host 192.168.20.0. Okay, I know what I did wrong. So what I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and do exit, no access list 100. So let's go ahead and delete it. I know what I did wrong. So the way to do this is go to access list 100, deny TCP going from 192.168.20.0, and the wildcard mask I put it wrong. It needs to be 255 because it was only denying the host, this host, and we don't have a host matching this IP address. Okay, I wanted to match the entire domain, which is /24, or in wildcard mask is 0.0.0.255. okay, and now we need to put the source 168.30.0.255. okay, and I did it wrong again. So let's go ahead and do no, and at the end we need to put equal to www. Okay, so that's good. Now that looks a lot better, but I denied it again. So let's go ahead and remove that, and then access list 100 permit IP any. And now let's do a show run. And since we are only going to block it going to interface gigabit 00 going in. Okay, so let's go ahead and we can just remove it from here. And that should work. Copy this. Interface gigabit 0.0.20, and I even put on the wrong one anyways. No IP going in. Okay, let's see if we are able to access it from VLAN 10 192.168.30.2. There we go. So we are able to access it from VLAN 10. Are we able to access it from VLAN 20? Yep, it's still letting me through. Interesting. Let's do a show run. Gigabit 00. IP access group 100 going in. Okay, so it's not going in because going in is going this way. I wanted to put it going out. So let's go ahead to this interface again. Sorry for that, guys. Go ahead to this interface. Let's remove this going in. And we need to put it going out. Let's see now. .192.168.30.2. There we go. Now it is working. It is now letting through from VLAN 20. but it should let me through from VLAN 10. And there it is. Let's try it from this other computer, make sure that it's actually working. Yep, it is working. Let's go ahead and try this other computer from VLAN 10, and there we go. Okay, so I was finally able to get it. I'm sorry for that, guys. I mean, I'm human, of course. So this is all for this video, and if you guys have a Twitter account, you can go ahead and follow me at CCNA Daily Tips on Twitter. And if you guys are enjoying my videos, you can also subscribe to my channel where I post videos daily on a daily basis. So if you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys enjoy me making these errors, right, even though we troubleshoot it and make sure that it is working correctly. So in this video we did Etherchannels, Rapid VLANs spanning tree protocol, some VLANs, some PortFast, BPDUGuard, 50p router on the stick, and ACL, which gave me trouble at the end because I guess I need to practice that more. But I was able to figure it out and saw what the error that I was making. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.